This is not financial advice. It's not legal advice for entertainment, educational purposes only. And everything I say is my opinion. Please don't make any financial decision based on anything I say in these videos. That being said, hit the like button, subscribe button, also the notification bell, because what we want the YouTube algorithm to kick in when we get more subscribers, more likes, so that more people get this information, so the Ape Army could get even bigger. Because the more people we have in the Ape Army, the more people that are fighting against the corruption, the more people that's aware of all the corruption in the market, it's going to help us get the message out. And also, what I believe that's going to do, it's going to force some politicians to take notice. And if the politicians take notice, if they think that a majority of their base is retail investors, then they are more likely to start putting legislation in place that's going to help retail investors. They're more likely to put people in positions who are going to follow the rules that are already on the book that's going to help retail investors. Okay? But the reason of this video, I was looking at, or reading an article rather, on Credit Suisse, and how Credit Suisse seems to be losing money every day, and they seem to be downsizing, if that's the correct word to put it. They're downsizing. And because they're downsizing, they usually have to pay severance pay to a lot of their employees. You get X amount for X amount of years of service, 2 weeks, 3 weeks for every year, something like that. Every company does it differently. But what's weird or very different about the Swiss downsizing is a lot of the employees are quitting and giving up the severance pay. Now, why would they do that? If you've been here 10 years, 15 years, and the severance pay might be $50, $60, $70, $80,000, why would you quit and forfeit your severance pay? And I was thinking about that in detail, and I'm saying to myself, why would I forfeit my severance pay? Why would I do that? And I've come to the conclusion that maybe they see the writing on the wall. Maybe they see Credit Suisse going down, and they're trying to get out as fast as possible. Maybe because of that conviction in Europe. Maybe for the impeding DOJ investigation, and they don't want to be part of that. They see the writing on the wall. I mean, they will. If you've been there 5, 10 years, you've been deep into how the companies run, the good and the bad. And if you're willing to forfeit your severance pay to leave the company as soon as possible, that leads me to believe that something real horrendous is about to go down. And I believe that the DOJ investigation is ramping up. I believe a lot of the employees are aware of the DOJ investigation ramping up. Some of them might have even been called in to testify. Some of them might have had to turn over documents to the DOJ. And because of all the overwhelming evidence of fraud and manipulation, they have decided it's best to get out of this company as soon as possible before I personally go down as well. Because it makes no sense to give up your severance pay if you did nothing wrong. If you didn't see a worse calamity down the road by staying longer to receive the severance pay. The bottom line is this. A lot of the bad actors who've been robbing retail investors and pension funds, because when I say retail investors, I consider, and this is just my opinion, the pension funds are retail investors also, because a lot of their money in the pension funds is to help 9-to-5ers, cops, firefighters, Okay, so I consider the pension funds retail investors also. So a lot of the fraud and manipulation is being exposed, and people are attempting to get as far away from it as possible. But the great thing about it to me is this: the more fraud and manipulation that's exposed is going to force them to have to start covering their positions to cover their. And once they start covering their positions, AMC and GME is going to go to the moon. And it's not just AMC and GME. We just talk about AMC and GME all the time. But they are not the only mem stocks that they're shorting. And I shouldn't even be calling them mem stocks because I don't consider them mem stocks. That's the name they gave it to minimize the value of the decisions that we make. But they are short on a lot of good companies. Okay, they're short on a lot of good companies. And once the DOJ rather starts cracking down, once the banks, the margin calls start coming in, they are going to fall. And I believe that a real major player is going to fall. I mean, and not just temporarily. I'm talking about a real major player is going to fall permanently. That's what I see coming on the horizon. Anyway, hit the like button, subscribe button, all that YouTube algorithm stuff. I appreciate y'all on this journey with me. And please let me know what you think about why the Swiss employees are running out of there as fast as possible and leaving their severance pay on the table. God bless.